Hello, this is Call In Convos. I am Isioma. This is a background sound while you're going about your day, doing chores, working out, catching a break at work, and everything in between. I'm here with honest conversations, those things you've been thinking but feel shy to talk about sometimes. The messy, the beautiful, love, life, laughter, relationship with yourself, relationship with others, healing, and more laughter. After all, healing without fun and joy is just unnecessary hard work. So just stay tuned. Hello, you're listening to Call In Convos with Isioma, and thank you for tuning in. Thank you for previous episode, where we talked about the masculine aspect of self-love, consistency, discipline, showing up for yourself and all that. I mean, the previous podcast, in case you missed it, I said I was going to talk about avoidance, people who are avoidant. And I promise you, this is not this is not going to land the way you might be envisaging is going to land, okay? Even while I was thinking about it myself, I was like seeing nuances, seeing things about it, and I was like, whoa, oh, wow. I was like saying a lot of wow. I sounded like an ambulance. Wow. And that's the thing about, when you have an epiphany, when those moments when you're kind of introspective and all that, and you realize things that you might not have seen before. Like it's really beautiful. I think more people should try it. Just isolate yourself for an hour or two, and this is not meditation. Just isolate yourself for a period of time, in a week or a month, depending on how your schedule is, and let your thoughts run. And like I said, this is not essentially meditation, but it's just those moments, like just question all the things you're thinking, question your thoughts. Why do I think this? Why do I believe this? It's a very funny thing to do. Like your mind will actually talk to you. Oh my days. So like I said, avoidance. I have this joke that I do tell people. So what do you call a person who loves diagnosing people unprovoked? Misdiagnosis. Thank you very much. Yeah. So you go on social media and then you see a plethora. Oh my god, I love the word plethora. So you see like a barrage. Ooh. So you see a lot of videos talking about, people being narcissistic, people being avoidant, avoidant attachment style and all that. And like, it's too much. It's a lot of everybody is talking about it. And there's this vilification of people who are avoidant. Yes, there's a vilification. I've seen it. Is that a word, vilification? People are vilified when they are perceived to be avoidant. And I thought about it, and what are the things that will make you say someone is avoidant? Because, based on the things I see on social media, and, let's say you see someone is a slow texter, they take 10 billion years to reply your message, and when they reply with a very nonchalant, non-committal, okay. Like, is it me you're texting like that? Or are you texting your grandfather's great-grandfather? Because it's not me. It's not me. You're testing like that. It's not me. So it's someone who is a slow texter, someone who, let's say, a partner who is argumentative. We say the person is gaslighting. When your ex moves on after 2 seconds, like, okay, bye, girl. What she did was like, bye. And you're like, wow, that girl, she's a narcissist. It's like the way it's so easy for us to just toss out these words like, oh, when did you get your psychology degree? Is it so easy? Because the last time I checked, back when I was in uni, like classically, traditionally, if you're going to diagnose a person, so it's like, oh, you have, last time I checked, and when you're a millennial, so some years ago it could be 20 years ago, it could be 2 years ago, so we never know. So the last time I checked, so it's like, so 9 traits, and if a person is like, takes 5 out of the 9, so you can say, oh, you can diagnose them. That was the last time I checked, though I don't know about yesterday, but that is a classical way of doing things. And like the last time I checked would have been last week. Could have been 10 billion years ago. Am I a fossil? Okay, so the question, because when people talk about this thing, oh, can you imagine I was talking with this girl and then all of a sudden she kind of like blocked me. Of course she will block you. I don't even feel bad for you. Of course she will block you. Now I'm good. Like I said, this is not this podcast generally is just to give nuance to the way we perceive people being avoidant or not. And one thing I always say, at the end of the day, it all ties back to the self, to ourselves. So if you are not in the headspace to hear some hard things, I didn't call it truth because truth is relative. If you're not in that space to hear some hard things, well, I'm just going to wait for a bit so you can move on. Okay, so now that we have the people who want to hear the tea, the hard things. Now, what if that person is not avoidant? What if they just don't like you? Yeah? What if that person is not avoidant? What if it's a way of something protecting you from madness you had no business experiencing? Now, let me tell you one thing that happened to me. So there was this person I met, and I'd be kicking, but then they dropped out. Like they just stopped talking with me. Jeez, that shit broke my heart for 2 seconds. Honestly, like it hurt me. I was hurt. I felt pain. Like, what is it like? I mean, because I could have wagered, this person and I, we're kind of like vibing, flowing, and all that. All of a sudden, and how it hurts. It was very painful. But you know what I did? I relaxed. That just it. I relaxed because when you relax, you can see perspective. Like I said, that thing where you get introspective and you can see things. You get. I mean, when a stream is calm, you can see what's lying at the bottom. That's how the mind works. You need to be calm for you to get clarity. And then I realized that what if my ancestors were just protecting me from madness I had no business being in? And I was like, whoo, praise Venus. Whoo, whoo, whoo. And that was just it. I didn't, like I said, I was at first, did it hurt me? Oh, I know lie. Did it hurt my feelings? Did it shake me? Shake me. But then I was like, clarity. And I was like, what if I was being protected? And yes, I know it's something cliche that, rejection is redirection. And that shit is true. Sometimes, you don't want to I'll tell people. Your biases honor your biases. And I hope nobody takes this out of context. If you just, that thing where people just copy and paste. This is the full context. Honor your biases because they are protecting you from something. The only time your biases are unhealthy is if they are harming other people or if they are limiting you. And that's a question. Stop it for another day. Where do we draw the line between self-preservation and self-limitation? But I digress. So just to reiterate, honor your biases, honor your desires. They are your GPS. They are your roadmap. They are, you just imagine your life. You're going on a treasure hunt. And your biases and your desires are those roadmaps. There's a reason why you don't like that person. There's a reason why what they said made you feel a certain kind of way. Honor it. But make sure that your biases are not hurting another person's rights, are not hurting another individual. That's just it. Anywho's how. when we pathologize a person, a romantic interest, or even a platonic friend, yeah, like I said, it's a function of heartbreak. Where do broken hearts go? They go to the backyard to cry. You get, so it's a survival mechanism, and it's easier to just like do that, to put the attention on them and take away attention from ourselves. But like I said, what if that's in, what if them, disappearing, what if them leaving was just divine intervention and you don't know? And if you're not a fan of the divine and all that, what if a part of you, so what if you're just being protected, but now you have said, yeah, the person is avoidant? What if they don't like you? What if they do not like you? They don't like you. Because you know that thing when people be like, oh, if he wanted, if she wanted, if they wanted, they would have. Is this truth? If someone is in love with you, they will do things for you. But because they don't like you, they do not. It's see, and I would make an example of myself. Yeah, so there was someone I was talking with sometime, and she could have sworn that I was avoidant, and I'm like, no, I'm not avoidant. Nah, I'm not. You're just not what I desire in that space, and that's fine. I'm really selective of people, places, like everything, and I know what it is I desire. And you know one thing, I always tell people, from the beginning, you will know that a person is not for you. If you're intuitive, you will know that there's no. You see, one of the problems is that people are entering romantic spaces. In fact, this is the only problem I can see so far. The only problem of the only romantic space problem, romantic relationship problem, is that people are entering into relationships, romantic spaces with people that are not for them. If this person were your person, yeah, if this person were your person, they wouldn't treat you a certain kind of way. If that relationship was for you, that person will not treat you in a way that will make you hate your life. Yeah, some people will come and teach you lessons and all that. But that thing, when you hold on to a relationship past its expiration date, it's like drinking expired milk. And you know what happens when you drink expired milk? Like I said earlier, the whole idea of this podcast and other podcasts, yeah, is the self. Because at the end of the day, you are the common denominator in all the things that you're experiencing. So what is it about you? That is it. And like I said on the previous podcast about when we're talking about consistency, or the masculine form of self-love, and I said sometimes self-accountability is one of the highest form of self-love. Yes. So we're going to hold the mirror to ourselves and explore because we are what? Dora the Explorer. So let's say this. So it happens that a person, just poofs out on you. Just like I said, so somebody has ghosted me. I've been ghosted in the past. I've been ghosted. Everybody has had a ghost say. Well, maybe not everyone. I've been ghosted in the past by 1 or 2 or 3 people. Did I die? No. I didn't make it. Okay, well, when I was younger, I made it about them. But now, the last time that it happened, in this my old age, like I said, taking that space, getting clarity, and realizing that I was being protected from something. Because at the end of the day, there was no lights on that road. There's one of my favorite songs by this one artist that I do love. Yeah, Omawumi, and when she says, he says in pidgin English, like worry pidgin English. Is it worry? Anywho's Asha. She says, you go see road where light no day, you go won't enter. You understand? You see there's no lights on that path, but yet, because you are what's the name of that cockroach? Alexander the Great. You know, conquer the... Seriously? If something is stressing you, why are you doing it? There's stress that's challenge, not the difference. Topic for another day. Topic for another day. If their parents could not change them, why do you think your love, quote unquote on love, why do you think your love will change them? Clown. Clown. I'm sorry, but it's like I said, if you're not, like I said from the beginning, if you're not here to hear some hard sense, this podcast might not be for you. Like today's episode might not be for you. So it's what it is. But then, like I said, one thing I will always do, I will always give nuance. I will always give different angles to one thing. Yeah. Because this is not me exonerating people who are actually avoidant, because there are people out there that are actually avoidant. They are there, and we'll talk about the traits of people being avoidant eventually. But let us start with ourselves first. Yeah, let's start with ourselves first. Okay, so when, like I said, being ghosted, silence is enough closure. Silence is enough closure. Okay, let me tell you this one about me and this wonderful man. I felt he wasn't meeting my needs emotionally as a friend, but apparently I was asking for too much. You see the way I framed it. Apparently, I was asking for too much of that. That's what I could. That's what I would say. I was asking for too much from that guy. I was asking for too much, and I didn't make it about him. I didn't make it like, oh, that this person has hurt me or anything. No, I went back, self accountability. I was like, okay, maybe I was demanding too much from this person. Okay, I was showing up for this person emotionally because we're adults, once in a while you're going through a rough patch and all that. So I was there for this person emotionally, and the one time that I desired that he'll be there, he wasn't there, and it's fine. I didn't. That's it. Did I get hurt? Of course I did. I'm a human being. I felt hurt. I felt like okay, and I felt hurt because expectations wasn't met, and I even asked myself, why would you expect that from this kind of person when you had seen signs from the onset that they don't even have the emotional bandwidth for that? And if at all they were going to serve any purpose in your life, not in that regard. You get but then this person had was trying to violate one or two boundaries, and uh, well, if I tell you not to make a joke and you keep making that joke, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Like that is giving disrespect, and respect is one of our core values. And if you are disrespectful, there's really nothing to negotiate, because like, why would I entertain that? Because this person will keep, and that's the thing, this person will keep doing that. That's the funny thing about weird people. They will keep doing that same thing. They'll keep doing that same thing. Anywho's, but you get the point. Yeah, I didn't make it about him. I just took inventory. I'm like, okay, it was because I was expecting too much from this guy, and it's valid. So the question is this: is it possible that by labeling someone as avoidant, like the moment they just act a certain kind of way, we are actually acting out our anxious attachment style? I know, everyone's is on this table. I'm even on this table myself. You get, yeah, because in you saying that, oh, this person is avoidant, is it indicative of the fact that somewhere inside you have an anxious attachment style? Like, is it possible that you're suffocating them? Are you forcing a narrative upon them because they can't handle because you can't handle the anxiety of uncertainty? In the words of Pema Chodron, learn to be comfortable with uncertainty. I'm just paraphrasing her. But I think, yeah, just paraphrasing. But you get the point. So because before you jump, before you do a grand jeté, the ballet girls will get this. Before you fly, into diagnosing them, misdiagnosis. But when you do that, have you asked yourself if they're actually normal human beings? Like they're just acting normally, and you're the one that has an anxious attachment style. Mm. So look at what actual avoidance look like. Yeah. Okay. Now, like I said, so far, what I've said was just to make sure that we are not misdiagnosing people, that we're looking inwards, like we're looking at ourselves, and I talked about how, when someone, acted a certain kind of way, the ways I have reframed it to not make it about them, because at the end of the day, I'm the mistress of my reality. I'm the queen of my government. You understand? Nothing outside me can harm me or hurt me without my consent. And I knew that. And I need other people to walk into, like, to embrace that idea that nothing outside you can shake you until you decide that that thing will shake you. But then we live in a universe that is broad and there are no absolutes. So there are two ways about it. But then again, the sentence that there are no absolutes negates itself. Philosophy, guys. Who came first, the bird or the egg? Oh my days. So, like I said, what an avoidant attachment style actually looks like, yeah? So contrary to the way with the internet, I mean TikTok TikTologist, no, it's not that. TikTok psychologist, pop psychology. Contrary to what we see, someone ghosting you, either that's someone ghosting you is not, is or they don't reply your text on time, they blocked you, and they became blockiana and blocked you, blockisha and blocked you. That's actually, well, it could be, but it's more than that. Yeah. So it's not like it's a lack of feelings or anything. People who are avoidant desire connection, but the way they see intimacy, like they view intimacy as a threat to their survival and their autonomy. Yeah, I think that is the easiest way to summarize it. You see, it has nothing to do with you. Honestly, it has nothing to do with you. So it's like, okay, let me just okay, I think I wrote some things down. Some things down. Yeah. So random, like it's not random, like nah, it's not random. So like I actually, like, you did it, did more reading. Like I said, so when a millennial tells you some years back, it could be 20 years, it could be it could be 2 days ago. So we don't know. We don't know what. Okay, so now this person is focused on finding flaws, you know. They're just like nitpicking everything about you. So that could be avoidant. When they're not ready to commit to a relationship with you because they're fixated on something, could be a past relationship or something like that. So avoidant. Those of you INFJ, INTJ, you people know yourself. You have an idealized version of romance in your head and you are single. Well, I'm on this table that I'm shaking myself, so but apparently it could be a sign of avoidance. But you see, the thing is this, like, it's not just, I don't think there's anything wrong knowing what you desire in a partner. Like you said, or like I said on the previous episode, like I have my 5 checklists, like it's in my head. And if if a person doesn't meet that, no, like it's a no, 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 it's a no, okay. And I think you mentioned, like, someone who is self-disciplined. I can't be with a person who lacks self-discipline. Like, it will not work. Like, I know, because discipline is a big deal for me. Like, if you don't love yourself, how can you love me? And then I said something about I try to remember what I mentioned because I didn't mention everything. Someone who appreciates the art. Like I'm an artist. I love art. So I think it would be a good thing if my partner, like, I could share the things I love with my partner. I think I'm not asking for too much, am I? No. So that's not about that. And another trait is when the person is hyper independent. First, daughters, get in the line. Let me drag you a little bit. Mm-hmm. You know those people that are hyper independent. Check check. People that are hyper, that is a sign of being avoidant actually. And like I said earlier, it's more or less like people who are avoidant, they see you as a threat to their autonomy and their survival. So like I said, it's really not about you. It's not about you. It has nothing to do with you at all. Do not take it personally. Okay? Don't take it personally. So that you don't feel bad about yourself and all that. Yeah? And then there's this one again, and I think it's going to be on the next episode. I'm protecting my peace. I'm protecting my peace. People be like, I'm protecting my peace, but you are sitting or you're using it to avoid a situation, something that you should talk about. Lovely, 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 jubbly. Okay, then another trait is sudden emotional cooling. Like if you've read Robert Greene's The Art of Seduction, you should know what I'm talking about here. They give you love, then they give you code, hot and cold. Your heart and your code, your yes and your no. Where are you? Stand in one place so that I will know how to navigate. Stand in one place. So people who do that, like in the cockpit and all that, like after showering you with affection and love, they just put the handbrake. Like, from where to where now? Calm down. Why are you wicked? It's a sign of wickedness. So another one is keeping secrets. They leave minor details. Like, just leave a detail out. Like, you could have just told me everything, but no, because you are a wicked woman, you're a wicked man, you're a wicked person. You have decided to hide that. So that's giving avoidance. Like, why are you leaving out that minor detail? Just so you have a sense of control. Really, really. Like I said, this is not a way to vilify anyone, but it's just what it is, so that you can also, if you are on the avoidance side, so you can understand and do some self-exploration. And if you are the anxious, that the type that has an anxious attachment style, so you can also look at yourself too and ask what you can do, so that and at the end of the day, like I said, the problem of relationships, one problem is that people are with people who are not for them. Some people will enter your life, it's temporary. They will teach you some lessons and you will learn and you will move. Yeah, I think and this was actually platonic anyway. I realized some tendencies about myself, and I was like, okay, so I could be very giving, so I need to learn how to balance it. And I think that was what this guy taught me. Like I said, it wasn't even romantic, it's platonic. That's what he taught me. And as soon as he had done his work, that poesy means fallout, and keeping that relationship was not sustainable because, like I said, I realized my ability, my capacity to give, and I can't be in a relationship with any form of relationship where I'm just giving and giving you. And that's thing they say, takers don't know when to stop. So he had to go, yeah, he had to go, yeah. Another one is pulling away during stress. That's in where the person, and it's still tied to being hyper independent. When the person subconsciously isolates themselves, and they just like go into their cocoon. Then there's a physical distancing. They prioritize other stuff above you. I mean, you're meant to be in love with me, not in love with your job. Your job should be a priority. The things that make you happy should be a priority. But if those things were supposed to be, if this is where your top five and I'm in the six, then why are you bringing me into your life? Leave me alone. Thank you. Then the communication dynamics, very important. How let me say, number one, based on what I've jotted down, when they shut down during conflict. Do you shut down during conflict? I'm protecting my pants. No, you're not protecting your peace. You're avoiding important conversation. There's, I mean, like I said, topic for next episode. Don't why people do that, avoiding important conversation because I'm protecting my peace. Like you are in a relationship with another person or people, depending on what kind of relationship it is, and communication is the basis of all relationships. Communication, verbal, non-verbal, and all that. Then the one I love the most, therapy speak. Yeah, so it's people like I said, weaponizing words that are conventional therapy. I'm protecting my peace. I have my boundaries. Yeah, boundaries. We'll talk about boundaries subsequent episode. Yeah, because they are trying to evade accountability. See? You see? Another one, this is now, the co-driver. So these are the co-drivers, yeah? So when they feel intimacy is equals to entrapment. That what I said earlier, that they view that relationship like, oh, you're trying to take away my autonomy. If you've seen the Phantom of the Opera, yeah, where the Phantom is like, was it the Phantom? No, I think it was, I think it was Raoul, where he was like, let me lead you from your solitude. If you tell an avoidant, let me lead you from your solitude, anything you see, you collect. You will collect it, you will take it. Yes. But let me lead you from your solitude. Okay, maybe we'll talk about solitude another time. Hey, Lordy, Lord, let me lead you from your solitude. Anywho's how. So another one is suppressed emotional awareness. Remember the person I told you that I was like, I had to like really let that relationship go because I was there for him, like emotionally. So he brought up something, and then he was like, he didn't want to talk about it. I'm like, then why did you bring it up? If he didn't want to talk about it, then why did you bring it up? So make me feel guilty? No, I'm selective in the way I feel guilt. Stop it for another day. Wow, like the funny thing is like the more I talk, here I get ideas for next episodes. Like it's beautiful, and it shows that everything is all connected, everything is all tied together, and all that. So when a person has an issue with connecting with their own feelings, with their own emotions, why do you think they will have easily connect with your own emotions? You get. And so there's this guy I follow on IG, and there's something I saw his video, and there's something he said. He was like, babe, you're expecting him to reach out to you. His hair is not reaching his hairline. So why do you think he will reach out to you? I was like, boom. Oh my days. And then there is, hidden low self-esteem, so that feeling that, a person that, that when they feel that deep down, that if people, saw their vulnerable self, that saw that, they wouldn't really connect to them, stuff like that. So yeah, the traits of an avoidant person. You get? If the person you're dealing with doesn't have these traits, maybe they just don't like you, or the universe is protecting you for something. And even if they are actually avoidant, the fact that you don't like it means that it's not for you. In the words of Regina George, Gretchen, stop trying to make fetch happen. Fetch will never happen. That relationship is not for you. Stop deluding yourself. You don't like that avoidant person. You don't like the dynamic. Okay, you love them, but does that thing love you? Is your passion passionate about you? No, leave. And like I said, let your desire, oh, I said, almost said desires. Let your desires Let your biases help you navigate life without harming other people. You desire a person is who can meet you where you are. In it, then do not settle. The fact that this person is coming across to you as avoidant means that person is not for you. And like I said at the beginning, the one relationship issue in this world is that people are being with people that are not for them. That person is not for you. And like I will always ask, in fact, like, let me ask the three questions again. Number one, is this person avoidant or they just don't like you? And it's fine if they don't like you. You can't be everybody's cup of tea, and everybody cannot be your cup of tea. It is what it is. Number two, is this person avoidant or this is divine intervention? You are being protected from something that you have no business being in. Have you thought about that before? And number three, is this person just being the way they know how to be, and their behavior is triggering, is reminding you of the fact that you have an anxious attachment style? You feel me? You feel me? It's really not about them. Make it about you. You understand? So the fact that relationship or that situationship is making you feel a certain kind of way, kind of indicative that of the fact that it's really not for you. And yeah, move it. Another one is, to be like, this person is narcissistic. Okay, now according to data that I checked, having narcissistic traits, that is being self-centered, defensive, or vain, is a normal, albeit unpleasant part of human nature. And NPD, narcissistic personality disorder, is a rigid, pervasive psychiatric condition. And according to the APA, American Psychological Association data, it says that about 1 to 2% of the general population meets the criteria for lifetime NPD. Broad estimates range from 0.5% to 6.2%. Up to 75% of those diagnosed are male. So the question is this: if every time, listen to this one, if every time a person you date is a narcissist, so that means it's not correlating, it's really not correlating, because the number, like I said, about like 6.2 max percent of the population, so but then again, you see, like I said, I will always look at different angles. But then again, you don't really get to examine everybody, and it's very possible that you are dealing with an avoidant who happens to be narcissistic. It is very, very possible. But at the end of the day, you can't just go around misdiagnosing people. You have to look inward. But just like I said earlier, nothing outside you can harm you without your consent. Yeah? Now, it's so easy to use therapy speak, weaponize the language, people using therapy and all that. Yeah. And we're like, and okay, think of therapy speak as a way of shielding ourselves. Sometimes we use it to shield ourselves from self-accountability. We do that, Okay. Using words like, buzzwords or sentences like, oh, I'm protecting my peace, I'm respecting my boundaries, blah, 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 blah. It could be a way to just, it's like we are vilifying a person who is just acting normally, So, ghosting a person in the name of I'm protecting my peace, we tend to weaponize things, and it's normal anyway. Like, people do that. And is it fine? It's not fine. It's not fine because it takes away accountability from ourselves. Yeah. And like I said, one thing I will always do on this podcast, on Calling Converse, is that take away the attention from the world outside you and focus on ourselves. That is what I will always do. Yeah. And I hope that with this podcast, with this episode, you know, I've, made you see that a person that when we are in spaces with people we feel are avoidant, we don't have to stay there. That's the beauty. You're not a tree. You're not fixed in one place. You don't have to stay there. But you can always see it as a way, like you just see it as a way to go into yourself and reassess, examine things that you should drop, and all that. And just like I always say, your biases and your desires are roadmaps on your journey, in this life and all that. Yeah. So you don't need a psychology degree to navigate your relationships. Honestly, you don't. I mean, those of us with the degrees, we are single. I'm standing on this table. So you don't need a psychology degree to navigate your relationships. You just need emotional maturity. Yeah. And you don't have to clinically diagnose someone to, to this, how I put it. You don't have to diagnose another person. You shouldn't do that. Yeah. So if it happens that their behavior is hurting you, or they are not matching your energy, even if they're avoidant, it's not your business if they're avoidant. Yeah. If they're avoidant, or they are not into you, it does not matter. The main thing is that you are allowed to walk away because it is not a match. It does not resonate with you. It's not adding value to your life. It's adding pain and chaos. Don't disrespect yourself. Do not disrespect yourself. Don't do that. Leave any relationship that is stressing your life. Any relationship that is distorting your life. Please release it and let it go. Release it and let it go. Yeah, and I think that I like to think that's the summary of everything. And if you would like to talk some more, if you are having a situation where you feel like you're gaslighting God, there are a lot of things to talk about. Gaslighting oneself. If you feel like you're gaslighting yourself about one of the things, you just need clarity, you just want to talk about stuff, you can always reach out to us, book a session, and we get to talk some more about it. Yeah. Sometimes it's not all in your head, it is what it is, and you just need that space. You just need, that perspective, that an answer that it's going to give you, quote unquote. I'll be the outsider. But you get my point. Yeah. So if you really you just want to talk, you just want to book a call, you just want to vent, we are here for you at Call In. So, and the link, it's here. You just you just reach out to us. Just reach out to us, and the first 20 minutes, it's on us. Ding, 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 ding. And thank you again for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being here. And I appreciate the fact that you're here. Yeah. And just like what I said, sometimes they don't like you and there's nothing you can do about it. And yeah, sometimes you don't like a person, and instead of letting your behavior manifest as you being avoidant, it's better that you let them go. Tell them from the onset, like, I don't like you, and if I keep staying here, you will think I am an avoidant person that I am not. Yeah. It's also very good to say that. And I know that some people will be like, oh, I don't care, I just want you. Run. Bossa means run in Igbo. Run. Because if a person is that self-losing, if a person is that self-losing that they desire to stay in a space even when they know this person, it doesn't really like them, is indicative of something. I don't know what it is. Okay, maybe I know what it is, but that's not the topic for today. Maybe something that to be unpacked another time. And I hope that on this podcast you were able to get a more nuanced way of saying that thing about a person being avoidant. And if it happens that you are someone that have been called avoidant in the past, and deep down that you're not, You didn't do anything wrong. And if it happens that you're actually an avoidant person, you need to, like, look inwards and, know why the concept of connection, intimacy is feeling like a threat to you, to autonomy, just like I said earlier, and if you really want to talk more, you want to explore this, you can always reach out to us on calling.org, and we'll be there with you. And until next episode, I remain your girl, is your man. Wow. Why do I, when opera, when opera, like, when she, like, did her own theme song for Whitney came on her show and I was like, girl, girl, why did you have to bring it up? Why did, and Afra was like, no, you don't have to talk about it, like, talk about it. You see, I mean, one artist that I really love, Whitney Houston, always, and always. I mean, funny thing was I was meditating earlier. It just seemed as though her songs, like two of her songs, were like popping in my head. I'm like, whoa, and I wasn't even singing them. I wasn't, and it just came to me. And the first was The Greatest Love of All, and the second was I Will Always Love You. I don't know what that means. I mean, I just was not meditating, and then I just started recording this, so I've not even had time to unpack what that meant. So yeah, but then The Greatest Love of All, and I think the okay, this is totally unrelated. It's not your business. If you want to stop listening, you can stop listening now. Initially, it was done by Judge Benson. Oh my god, I love Judge Benson, but I loathe his rendition of the Greatest. Like, he didn't do it justice. Do you get it? He did not do that song justice at all, and it was I think it was meant to be for something pertaining to Muhammad Ali, like the movie, yeah. And that was in, I think, sometime in the 70s, the first time. And then Whitney, see what Whitney do? She see what she do? She takes a song, she make it her own song. The same way she did with Dolly Parton's I Will Always Love You. For the longest, most people didn't know that Dolly Parton was the original singer. Oh my days. Okay. I mean, might as well just go off. Like I said, if this is not for you, please, you can stop listening now. And then okay, let me tell you my trajectory, my Whitney trajectory. So the first time I ever saw Whitney, I was 6. No, I was 6. Yeah, I mean, that was in 97. And oh my god, did I just drop my age? Anywho's how. I it was on TV, So, and it was like, and it was The Greatest Love. And that scene, I will always remember that scene. That scene where she was walking, her the older version of herself was walking to meet the younger version of herself. That was the first time I laid my eyes in this woman, and I just fell in love with her. I just did. And it wasn't later, like, later, I'll come across Whitney again. And, ooh. Okay. I just had the realization right now. So the first time, say I was 6 or 7 years old. Then, actually I was 6. Yeah, actually I was 6. And the next time she would enter my sphere of awareness, her music would enter my sphere of awareness, was when I was 14, 15. And The Greatest Love was that anchor song that started my first round of awakening. Like, I mean, that's when they talk about awakening. It's not, I don't think it's really something like, I don't think it's necessarily like spiritual, like you just saw lights. It could be like that for some people, and it doesn't have to be like that for some other people. So that first round of awakening, it was Greatest Love of All. Like, I heard the song and I digested it. Like, and it's all like, and if by chance that special place that you've been dreaming of, seems to be like, find your strength in love. Find your strength in love. Find your strength in love. And I'm grateful for the people who wrote it, Michael Massa and Linda Creed. Rest their souls. Linda Creed passed really early. I think it was sometime in the 80s or so. Like she had cancer, and oh god, cancer is a bastard. Anyway, and they gave us that beautiful song, and Whitney was able to execute it. Like she ate, no crumbs left. So, tragedy on Whitney. And then I realized sometime when in my, 15, 16, I realized that, oh, she wasn't the one who wrote her songs. Like, see, even on Spotify, Whitney is my highest listening to artist. So it's like her whole discography. I know it. I know all her songs. All. I don't play with Whitney. I don't play with that woman. You get. Okay, so I realized that she didn't write her songs. I was like, okay, it's fine, you don't have to write your song. You know when someone rationalizes stuff, it doesn't take away her awesomeness, because that woman, she was phenomenal. Maya Angelou's phenomenal woman just popped in my head, but that woman, Whitney, phenomenal. Anywho's how. If you're still listening, oh, thank you. Anywho's how. Sometime in my 20s, I realized that most of my songs were covers. I wanted to cry. It reminded me of when I was telling a friend about Luther Vandross that most of his, like a good number of his songs were covers, and he was like, no. And I was like, Always and Forever, it's a cover. And then he was like, no. I was like, yeah, it's not a cover. Evergreen today. Oh, how was the song? Hey, Evergreen. What the hell? No. Jeez. Okay, no. Whenever Evergreen comes up on my playlist, I can sing along word for word, but I can't. Love, fresh as the morning, whatever. Originally done by Papa Streisand in A Star Is Born. This one, Lionel Richie, Diana Ross, Endless Love, cover. Closer I Get to You, originally done Roberta Flack, Donny Hathaway, cover. So he was like, it's a lie. I was like, darling, do your research. so that was how I felt with Whitney. I was like, no, this is not a cover. The man that I need cover. Saving all my love. Oh my god, saving all my love for you. I was like, no effing way. No fucking way. No. It's a cover. Wow. All the men I need cover. I will always be cover. This is about all cover. And in there I need cover. So I was like, God, babe, what song is not a cover? And it just shows you how amazing she was as an artist. Like being able to take another person's song and make it her own. Bless that woman wherever she is. Bless that soul wherever she is. And it gets interesting, like, astrology placement. Oh my god, like our placements are even similar. Like, when you just like a person and then you fall in love with them and then you fall deeper in love with them. Yeah, that was how Whitney was for me. So when I think I was around like I said, around 15, when when her music and her actually came into my sphere of awareness, then I realized her birthday was August 9th. I was like, yes, you get like our birthdays are just like few days apart. And so I was like, wow, she's a Leo too. Woo, woo, woo. And even if you're looking at sidereal placements, she was still Cancer. So like, yes. And then moon sign, like the same moon sign, the same Venus sign, the same. I was like, yes, that is my soulmate. Oh my days. Like it's like, no, seriously, like if she were still here with us physically, she is one artist that I would have paid money to see. I honestly, like, I really don't care about, live shows of, celebrity shows and all that. I can go watch stuff, from, artists, like open mic and all that, but cough out money to see a celebrity. For what now? For why? Why will I do that? No, don't worry, I'll listen to your album. I'll now go there and be standing like, God forbid. Yeah. You get, but I would have done that for Whitney. Yeah. I would have. I mean, she's one artist I would have gone to see live. Ella Fitzgerald. Sorry for another day. I mean, I love Ella Fitzgerald. Like, oh, and I was thinking, and also telling some other person, like for every genre, there's like a triumvirate. So, okay, let's do this. So it's Whitney, Tony Braxton, Celine Dion. Then another level is Anita Baker, Shadi Adu. Oh god, that woman. Oh god. So whenever I listen to Shadi Adu, I feel like a bad bitch. I feel cunty. Honestly, I do. So it's Anita Baker, Shadi Adu herself, Yasmami, yeah. And what's the third one? Why? And this woman is in my head. Oh. Then when it comes to jazz, we have the big three. Ella Fitzgerald. Well, for me, Ella Fitzgerald, Sarah Vaughan. She said it's not Vaughan. It's Vaughan. Okay. And you know who? Billie Holiday. You get. Then I don't know if you're a fan of jazz. Oh my God, I'm going off a tangent. If you're a fan of jazz, Alice Coltrane and Sun Ra, I don't know, there's something about their music. There is something about their music. And then this woman that I love, Demi Arachena, I don't know if I pronounced her name correctly. Oh God, God, that girl is perfect. She's perfect. I'm just waiting for her to propose to me. She is perfect. She's perfect. God damn it, she's perfect. Oh, she's perfect. I'm waiting for her to propose to me. She'll just be like, it's your man. I'd like to marry you. I say, yes. What have you been waiting for? You've been looking for love in hopeless places where you're I mean, she's perfect. This, how she uses jazz, and then she connects with her ancestors, like, Orisha and all that. I mean, I'm all about that. Being connecting with one's ancestors and all that. And I have talked too much already. So this is not what you signed up for, but now you're listening to music. But the good thing is that I didn't go off on a tangent talking about Louis Armstrong, because anything that makes me start talking about Louis Armstrong, we will not leave this chat. Okay, so if you listen this far, thank you so much. This was totally unintended. I know what was rolling in my mouth, but thank you so much. God bless you. Thank you for listening to me run my mouth. Oh, thank you. Don't be vexed. Don't vex. Sorry. And you know what? On a serious note, and I think I should talk about this when we apologize for being ourselves in a way that doesn't harm others. Yeah, it's something we should talk about. Yeah, it is. So thank you so much. And hold on first, before I go, something just popped in my head. Instead of giving apologies and all that, why not just say thank you? And that was something I had to learn. Anyway, I'm still learning. I mean, I'm still learning. So it's something I had to learn. So instead of apologizing, thank you. So thank you for listening. Thank you for staying this long. And until the next episode, I remain your girl. You see, oh my God. Okay, fine. Let me just go. Yeah. Have a lovely rest of your day. Ciao, my darling. Bye for now.